One person is dead after a shooting in downtown New Orleans, and according to our partners at the Times-Picayune New Orleans Advocate, the victim was a hotel valet.
The shooter in the case, Lavanzel Kerr, says the incident was self-defense.
Sources told our partners at NOLA.com the valet employee was possibly the aggressor in this situation and that the customer was not taken into custody.
So how is it that a grand jury was able to indict Lavanzel in a federal court after not being arrested, and CCTV showed clear self-defense? Well, let's dive in deeper on who Lavanzel is.
I have been trying for 2.5 years to obtain a video showing Lavanzel acting in self-defense after prosecutors labeled him as the aggressor. I will play the footage for you to comment below. Lavanzel is currently in federal prison on charges, even though he had a non-violent felony on his record and the firearm used belonged to his wife was legal. Despite the PSR report stating self-defense 3 times, he was still sentenced and enhanced on charges. The priority of this indictment seemed to increase after Lavanzel's legal team filed a federal lawsuit against the Ace Hotel in New Orleans, where the aggressor with the firearm worked as a valet. It's worth noting that local authorities never arrested Lavanzel, making the federal indictment seem questionable after the lawsuit. You can decide for yourself.
Here you see Lavanzel leaving the hotel after only being there about 10 to 15 minutes. He is accompanied by his wife and his best man. Upon arrival, Lavanzel's friend, who we will call EW, made a verbal agreement with another valet, not the victim, that they can park there for a few minutes. Lavanzel still stated he will tip him either way because he's known for leaving decent tips. Both parties agreed without problem. After leaving the hotel, another valet, the victim, is demanding money but specifically targets Lavanzel for the money. Lavanzel stated, "We made an agreement with another dude. Who are you?" The new valet replied, "This is my spot and you're gonna pay me, not the valet service." After refusing to pay, the new valet decides to now rob and carjack Lavanzel. He leaves to retrieve a loaded firearm with an illegal extended magazine from his car, which is parked about 5 cars down on the same street behind Lavanzel and EW. He returns and passes EW with the firearm out. EW then arms himself with his legally owned firearm and walks to the other side of Lavanzel's vehicle. While the valet points his firearm to Lavanzel's head, he demands his wallet and for him to exit the car, threatening to unalive Lavanzel if he doesn't comply to his demands. Lavanzel pleads for him to keep calm and tells EW not to fire upon the valet, but instead he will give him what he wants. Lavanzel is completely in fear of his life. The valet then aggressively opens the car door, almost taking the door off the hinges in a rage. While pointing the firearm at Lavanzel with his finger on the trigger, he is still threatening to unalive over and over. Lavanzel has only one choice. He has quickly exhausted any other avenue and is now left to protect his life from this imminent danger. He reaches inside his wife's purse on the passenger side floor and grabs her firearm. He is forced to use the same deadly force against him in order to protect his life. Lavanzel stays on the scene, dials 911 for EMT, and helps assist with CPR life-saving maneuvers. NOPD arrived on scene and retrieved the valet's firearm from next to his person on the ground and retrieve another firearm from inside his vehicle parked a few cars down. Prosecutors say this was not self-defense. They say Lavanzel should have gotten his car and just drive away. They said in court the victim had his firearm in his waistband and that it fell out when he was hit. They also said a witness from inside the hotel, who also works for the hotel, said that the victim never even had a gun.
So that's where my car was parked, right there on the corner. And look right above, look right there. That's a fucking camera. My car was literally right there. Right fucking there.
You know, it's all about the facts. People say there are 2 sides to every story, but let me tell you, there are actually 3. There's your side, their side, and then there's the video. And let me tell you, The video never lies. Can you believe that a well-known hotel suddenly claimed that their HD cameras malfunctioned? These cameras were supposed to be right above where Lavanzel was parked that night. They said the only camera working was the one at the front entrance, which didn't capture anything important outside the hotel. Fishy, right? Federal prosecutor Gregory Kennedy mentioned that the victim didn't have a firearm. So, how can someone return with a firearm and aggressively open a person's car door without being seen as the aggressor? Take a deep whiff. This is the stench of corruption. Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe for updates on his release.